Hey guys, this is Hydra from Xtrades back with another video, and in this video we're going to go over APLD's insane move in 2025 where it went from $3 to 40, right? So as always, when we analyze these names, let's start off with the longer time frame, right? So let's go with the weekly chart. So yeah, it looks like APLD has been a name that's been around for a while, but it really got some traction back in 2020 and 2021, where it had a really big move, right? It went from like a penny stock to $35, right? So a lot of it did have a lot of momentum here, right? Had a nice breakout, and yeah, this one ended up breaking back down when 2022 hit, and the bear market pretty much took everything down with it, right? So APLD, this one had like a really nice flag that it formed after the first leg up, right? And then it formed a nice flag and then had a breakout. And then over here, this was a good setup, right? Consolidated for a couple weeks back to back, and then it broke out of this mini base, this key 15 resistance level, and then pretty much took off, right? It 2x'd. And then over here, it was kind of forming a mini downtrend, which it never ended up being able to break, right? I would say around this like trend line, right? One touch, two touch, third touch, we tried to break out but ended up failing, and then this one pretty much just tanked. And then yeah, this one hasn't really been too active until 2023 again, where it got a nice pop, right? It went from $3 to 10, which is a really big move, right? That's like a 3x move. So from 2023, it pretty much has been forming a base for almost like 2 years now, right? This is the base that it has been forming, and in between, or this entire period, I would say it's not really tradable because you want to wait for that base breakout to break, or base breakout to happen, because that's when you get the real momentum, right? That's where you get like the moves where you get 10x moves, right? So um, APLD, this one pretty much was stuck in chop for almost 2 years, over 2 years, right? And then over here, you have something interesting happen, right? Big breakout, but not only that, look at that increase in volume, right? Look at the volume bars before 4, and look at the volume bar in that candle. It's a skyscraper, right? When you see candle bars, or when you see volume bars like that, that's a sign that institutions could be buying up the stock. And it's always a good idea to pay attention to a name that has that type of volume, right? So anyways, APLD, this is where I really started watching it closely, right? At around that level when it got that big breakout, and then it pretty much just went flat. It pulled back in, and then over here we were kind of consolidating, trying to reclaim that 11.7 level. And when we did, that's when I bought my first position, right? And then this one formed a mini flag on the weekly chart over here, right? Like a 3-bar flag. And then it ended up breaking out even higher, and I added to my position over here, right? So these were my two buys. Um, and I did sell most into strength around this candle, around like the 25 level and then 35 level. And I'm currently out of this position, but I will look to rebuy if it forms more setups, right? So those were the setups on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, you could have traded this as well, right? So on the daily, I would say this is really the first opportunity, right? You get this big gap up, and then it consolidates, right? And then you have like a mini flag forming here, which is buyable. And then this one gets a nice trend up. And then again, you have like a mini downtrend, which you can buy, right? Once it breaks that downtrend, that's also buyable there. And then you have like a bunch of like these mini flags that you can also buy. But right now, this one is looking a little bit extended and it needs some rest. So this one can form a new base again and go sideways for quite some time. And then once it breaks that base, I will be looking to re-enter this one. But yeah, APLD was a top winner in 2025, right? It went from $3 to 40, and this is definitely one that you want to pay attention to and study in detail. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys for tuning in.